You walk up to a store, and before they let you inside, they demand $130. Not for merchandise, not for food, just for the privilege of spending your money there. Sounds completely insane, right? Yet 80 million people around the world happily pay this customer tax every single year. The company collecting it has a $422 billion market cap. If it was a country, it would rank as the 35th largest economy in the world. Welcome to Costco, where every business rule gets thrown in the trash. Other retailers beg customers to enter for free. Costco charges admission. Competitors slash wages to boost profits. Costco pays workers $31 per hour. For decades, Wall Street has called this strategy completely backwards. They've warned that charging customers just to shop would backfire. They've criticized that the generous employee wages are unsustainable. They've predicted total failure, and they've been wrong about everything. The warehouse giant keeps growing while traditional retailers collapse. Customer loyalty borders on obsession. Employee turnover makes competitors jealous. Early investors became millionaires many times over. How does a company succeed by breaking every rule? Why do customers love being charged to spend money? What happens when you prioritize employees over shareholders? If you want to discover how breaking business rules creates billions in value, hit that like button and subscribe for incredible stories that challenge everything you know about business success. This empire of contradictions started with a warehouse worker who learned the most dangerous lesson in retail history. Jim Sinegal started as a forklift driver, earning $85 a month in FedMart in 1954. Nearly $500 billion later, that warehouse worker had built one of America's most valuable companies by stealing ideas from his former mentor. The mentor was Saul Price, a visionary in retail who invented something completely revolutionary in 1976. He opened Price Club in San Diego with a radical concept. Charge businesses money just to shop there. No fancy displays, no customer service, just a warehouse where business owners could buy bulk supplies at rock-bottom prices. Price's idea was brilliant but limited. Only businesses could join. The selection was basic, expansion was slow. Sinegal watched, he learned, then in 1983 he made his move. He left Price Club and co-founded Costco with Jeff Brotman. Essentially, he was competing against his former boss using the exact same warehouse model. The student had become the rival. By 1993, the competition was heating up. Sam's Club had exploded to 434 stores and controlled nearly half the warehouse market. Price Club was struggling to keep up. They were losing the expansion race badly. Saul Price faced a brutal choice: merge or get crushed. The merger created Price Costco with 206 warehouses across 4 countries. Wall Street worried about culture clash. Price Club executives were secretive and careful. Costco managers were open and aggressive. Many predicted total disaster. They were wrong again. Sinegal's Costco culture completely dominated. The combined company thrived. By 1997, they dropped Price from the name entirely. Saul Price had invented the warehouse club, but Jim Sinegal perfected it, scaled it, and ultimately conquered it. But Sinegal's real rebellion wasn't against Price. His war was about to begin with the most powerful force in American business, and they would call him absolutely crazy for what he did next. Fortune 500 CEOs were earning $1 million annually in the early 2000s. Jim Sinegal deliberately paid himself $350,000. When furious Wall Street analysts demanded he explain this madness, his response became legendary: "You have to take the shit with the sugar." Translation: deal with it. Sinegal believed massive pay gaps between executives and workers destroyed companies from the inside. While other CEOs built golden parachutes, he was building something far more valuable: a workforce that actually cared. Costco employees earned $17 per hour when Walmart paid minimum wage. They got 90% health coverage for both full-time and part-time workers. Competitors offered basic plans and prayer. Wall Street exploded. Analysts called Sinegal too generous with compensation. They argued higher wages meant lower stock values. They predicted shareholder revolt. They completely missed the point. Happy employees created happy customers. Happy customers spent more money. More money meant higher profits. Higher profits drove stock prices through the roof. The math was simple. The execution was genius. Investors who bought $10,000 of Costco stock in 1992 watched it grow to $43,564 by 2002. That's a 354% return, while Wall Street was screaming about unsustainable wages. Senegal retired on January 1, 2012, after proving his point for nearly 3 decades. Craig Jelinek took over and maintained the culture until stepping down in 2023. Current CEO Ron Vatris now earns $12.2 million annually, showing how Senegal's radical low-pay philosophy didn't survive his departure. But the employee-first culture remains unshakable. Today, Costco's workers earn $31 per hour. They receive annual bonuses between $4,000 and $10,000 after 5 years. They get promoted from within almost exclusively. The warehouse worker who started at $85 per month had created a revolution. He proved that treating employees like humans instead of expenses generated superior returns for everyone. Wall Street called him crazy. Shareholders called him rich. But Senegal's employee obsession was actually the foundation of Costco's most psychologically manipulative business strategy yet. They discovered the darkest secret of human psychology, that people will spend more money to justify money they've already spent. It's called a sunk cost fallacy, and Costco weaponized it into pure profit. Pay $65 for Gold Star membership, pay $130 for executive membership. Either way, you're psychologically trapped the moment you hand over that cash. Your brain can't abandon the investment. You feel compelled to shop more, buy more, justify more. The annual fee becomes a prison you've built for yourself. Nearly 80 million people worldwide happily live in this prison. The numbers reveal the manipulation's brilliance. Executive members represent only 37.6 million customers, but generate 63% of total sales. These premium prisoners spend dramatically more because they're chasing that 2% cashback carrot. To break even on executive memberships, you must spend $6,500 annually. Most members blow past that number without thinking. Membership fees generate nearly $5 billion each year. That's less than 2% of total revenue, but over 50% of operating income. Pure profit with almost zero overhead. The renewal rate proves the trap works perfectly. 93% of US members renew annually. They can't walk away from their investment even when they barely shop there. Amazon Prime charges for convenience. Netflix charges for entertainment. Costco charges for the right to spend money at their store. It's psychological genius wrapped in warehouse concrete. The membership model creates guaranteed revenue that funds global expansion without debt. It generates customer loyalty that borders on religious devotion. It transforms shopping from necessity into justification. Costco raised fees in September 2024 for the first time in 7 years. Members barely complained. The price increase was psychological validation. If it costs more, it must be worth more. But the membership fee was just the entry ticket to Costco's real psychological warfare. Inside these warehouses, an even more sophisticated manipulation was waiting to separate customers from their cash. Walk into Costco looking for shampoo, find it near the electronics. Come back next week, it's moved to sporting goods. Come back next month, gone completely. You might think this is just incompetence, but it's actually psychological warfare. Costco deliberately creates artificial scarcity and constantly shuffles products around the store to trigger shopping addiction in your brain. They call it treasure hunting. The strategy forces you to walk through the entire warehouse, searching for basic items. No quick trips, no focus shopping. You must wander the maze they've designed. Products appear and disappear without warning. That massive jar of organic peanut butter you loved, gone forever. Limited time luxury watches. Better buy now or lose the chance. The fear of missing out drives billions in impulse purchases annually. Costco rotates 15 to 20% of inventory constantly. Your brain releases dopamine when you discover something new or unexpected. The layout changes monthly. Aisles get rearranged, products migrate to different sections, employees receive instructions to move merchandise regularly. You think you're getting deals. You're actually getting played. Sample stations scatter throughout the warehouse like breadcrumbs in a fairy tale. Without your realizing, free cheese leads to expensive wine purchases. Costco stocks only 4,000 different products compared to Walmart's 100,000 plus selection. Limited choice makes decisions easier and purchase likelihood higher. Too many options creates paralysis. Less options create sales. Giant package sizes force you to buy far more than needed. Bulk purchases feel economical but increase transaction amounts dramatically. You came for toilet paper and left with enough to supply a small army. The crown jewel of manipulation is Kirkland's signature. This private label generates over $80 billion annually and represents about 25% of total revenue. It's now America's biggest consumer packaged goods brand by sales. Kirkland products appear almost exclusively at Costco. No comparison shopping possible. No price checking allowed. Buy here or go without. The psychological trickery worked so perfectly, it helped Costco survive when economic disaster destroyed other retailers completely. When the 2008 financial crisis destroyed retail giants across America, experts predicted warehouse clubs would collapse first. Bulk buying requires disposable income. Economic disasters eliminate disposable income. The math seemed obvious. But Costco did the opposite of collapsing. They thrived. While traditional retailers posted massive losses, Costco's revenue grew by 12% from $64 billion to $72 billion during the crisis. The bulk buying model that should have killed them became their secret weapon. Economic uncertainty made customers obsessed with value. Buying in bulk required larger upfront costs, but delivered better per-unit prices. Recession psychology drove people towards savings, even if it meant spending more initially. The membership trap became recession-proof armor. Existing members couldn't abandon their sunk-cost annual fees during tough times. They felt compelled to shop more frequently to justify the investment they'd already made. Desperation breeds loyalty. Many small businesses discovered Costco during the crisis. Restaurants, cafes, and struggling companies used warehouse prices to cut overhead costs. Commercial memberships maintained revenue streams when individual consumers tightened budgets. Kirkland's signature exploded during the recession. Customers needed quality, but couldn't afford premium brands. Private label products offered the perfect compromise: reliable quality at warehouse prices. Competitors suffered while Costco's model proved recession-resistant. Traditional retailers depend on frequent small purchases. Economic downturns killed those shopping patterns. Costco's model encouraged larger, less frequent shopping trips that customers planned and budgeted for carefully. The supply chain advantage became critical. Costco's massive buying power allowed them to negotiate better prices from struggling suppliers. Desperate manufacturers offered deeper discounts to maintain volume sales. Costco passed those savings directly to recession-hit customers, creating a virtuous cycle. Lower prices attracted more members. More members generated more buying power. More buying power secured better supplier deals. By 2009, when other retailers were closing stores and laying off workers, Costco was expanding internationally and hiring aggressively. This recession-proof strategy positioned them to dominate competitors who couldn't replicate their psychological and business model advantages. Walmart owns everything. They crush small businesses, dominate supply chains, and control retail markets worldwide. Their warehouse club, Sam's Club, had 434 locations by 1993 and nearly half the market share. Costco destroyed them. Despite Walmart's massive resources and distribution advantages, Sam's Club couldn't match Costco's psychological grip on customers. Revenue per square foot tells the story. Costco warehouses generate significantly higher sales than Sam's Club stores using identical business models. The difference isn't location or pricing. It's culture. Sam's Club's focuses on cost-cutting and operational efficiency. Costco obsesses over employee satisfaction and customer experience. One approach creates transactional relationships, the other builds emotional loyalty. Costco employees stay longer, work harder, and care more because they're treated like humans instead of expenses. Customers feel the difference immediately. Superior service creates repeat visits. Repeat visits generate higher spending. Market dominance followed naturally. Costco became the second largest consumer staples company by market cap, ahead of Procter & Gamble and behind only Walmart overall. The student surpassed most of its teachers. International expansion proved the model's superiority, though. Costco successfully entered Canada, Mexico, South Korea, and Japan. Competitors struggled with warehouse club concepts abroad because they lacked the psychological understanding that drives customer behavior. Regional competitor BJ's Wholesale Club remains trapped in the northeastern United States. 30 years of trying and they can't achieve Costco's national scale or member devotion. They copied the warehouse format but missed the psychological foundation. Amazon destroys traditional retail through convenience and selection. Costco remains Amazon-proof because their value proposition is completely different. You can't sample products online. You can't experience treasure hunts digitally. You can't touch and feel bulk merchandise through a screen. Physical experiences matter more than digital convenience for certain purchasing decisions. Costco's magic was identifying this truth before anyone else understood it. The replication problem haunts every competitor. They can copy warehouse layouts, bulk selling, and membership fees. They cannot copy the culture and customer addiction that drives Costco's success. After 40 years of defying business logic, Costco proved something revolutionary about capitalism itself. They proved that understanding human psychology matters more than quarterly earnings reports. Every business school teaches the same gospel. Maximize profits, minimize costs, shareholders come first. Jim Sinegal burned that playbook and built something worth $422 billion by doing the exact opposite. The future belongs to companies that understand people better than spreadsheets. As artificial intelligence threatens traditional business models, human-created approaches become impossible to replicate. You can't automate genuine relationships. You can't digitize authentic experiences. Costco transforms capitalism by rejecting capitalism's core assumptions. They created a self-reinforcing cycle where employee happiness drives customer loyalty creates shareholder wealth, and shareholder wealth funds employee happiness. The warehouse worker who started at $85 per month designed a business philosophy that challenges everything we think we know about profit and purpose. What do you think about Costco's approach? Could other companies replicate this model, or is it unique to their industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story of psychological retail mastery blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible business revelations. Want another business story fix? We think you'll love this brilliant one next.